Well, good afternoon. Welcome back to Virtual Pool 4 Online, and here we are on Sunday the 18th of April 2021. We've got 3 more matches, not saying that we're going to see all of all the matches, but it just depends how things go. The first match up is up in about 3 minutes time. OnePocketslim has just arrived, and he's playing Supernoob in a round 3 match, race to 19. And if we can see the chat. And then in 2 hours time, we have a one lost side match between Sergeresh and Hazad. And then we have the main match this evening, which is at 8 o'clock British Summer Time. And that is between Spectre Dawn, who you'd have to put down as one of the contenders for the title, and Hairpig. Now, OnePocketslim would be an outside contender for this title if he probably took his 9-ball a bit more seriously. He's certainly not been in practicing. I don't believe he'd be bothered about practicing offline. Don't even know whether he's got offline, but Slim knows what he's doing, and I think if he put his mind to it, he can certainly cause an upset here and there. So it remains to be seen how seriously he's going to take it. But if you look at it so far, Slim won his first match, 19 racks to 5 against SD92, and then for some strange reason Shooters Pool Pro ended up forfeiting. So either one of them didn't turn up. The assumption is it was Shooters Pool Pro. Good afternoon. And now we have this match here. The other thing that I just noticed the other day as well is Wink at Me managed to end up forfeiting his match in the one lost side. So I don't know what the hell happened there. I just noticed that last night as to why that happened. Why he decided he wasn't able to continue in the tournament. That's a bit strange, because again he's a player who had an outside chance of winning this thing. Anyway, that's the matches that we've got set for today, so we just wait on the room going up. I'm probably going to have to change the colour of the cloth, and then we'll be in, ready to go. And Spectre Dawn, of course, well, he said he's a lot of I would imagine a lot of people would put some money on him winning this, but I think everybody who saw and who has seen Mal playing, particularly last night, it's going to take a big effort to be consistent enough, I think, to beat Mal. And Mal might need to have a bit of an off day as well, and it's all a question of who takes advantage of it if that happens. But it's a tall order to beat Mal twice in this tournament. So anyway, the room is up. One player is in. I'm going to see if I can get in. And I do need to change the cloth. Supernoob is in first. And then we should be good to go. Just check my little doodle. There's another function this does, but I can't remember how it does it. There's shortcut keys, but for the life of me I can't remember. Anyway, we won't worry about that. At least it's working. And of course, for anybody who doesn't know, these matches in the winner's side are a race to 19. We lag for break, and it's winner breaks. Jump queues are on. Golden breaks are on. And here we go with the lag. Well, you can see there's a big difference here in rating, and so Slim really should be the strong favourite for this match. And Slim wins the lag. And just have a quick look to see where everybody's from. We know Slim's from the States. And, oh well, it's an all US tie, Supernoob as well. And 7 ball has gone in the break. Now that 1 ball will pass the 6. The only major issue here is there's going to be a collision of some sorts, I think, unless he can get into that cue ball, and he's reasonably close to the rail at that top end. That was always the issue, but he's got a shot. There's nothing easy. That's a good little bank, and nicely on the 3, and gets rid of an extra ball just to make his life that bit easier. So again, the important shot from the 5 to the 6, it's important that he can get, if he can get reasonably straight on this 6, it means it's simple enough just to drop down for the 8. He doesn't want to have a huge angle on this 6 ball. And that will do very nicely. That's perfect as far as that goes, because all you're doing is just dropping through, but not dead straight on the 8. Slight little angle just to come back for the 9. And it's a comfortable first rack for OnePocketslim. Good afternoon, Potman. Well, I'm all the better that I've had something to eat. I was looking at the time, and then I was trying to work out when I could have something to eat, and this match, in theory, could go on 2 hours, and then before you know it, the next match is due to start. So I made sure I had something to eat before this one started. Good afternoon to Bedhead. And just an update in the PC. It's now been on, is that 4 or 5 days? It's been on constantly, 24 hours. I've just stayed in the VP4 lobby overnight. Not personally myself, just my profile. I've gone to bed, you understand. And every morning I've got up, the PC's still been in the VP4 lobby, so I've had no reboots. Well, that could be a bit generous, that Potman. You never know, but we'll soon get an idea of that. In fact, that's a question. Does anybody know why WinKitMe forfeited? I mean, he ended up in the one loss side, but why did he forfeit? Anybody find that out? I just noticed that last night. I was mentioning that at the beginning there when I looked at the bracket last night, and I'm thinking, well, I was wondering, well, where the hell is WinKitMe? I hadn't seen him, and then I saw him in the lobby the other night, and again that was before I realised that looking at the bracket last night he ended up forfeiting. Anyway, yeah, Supernoob is well, they're through to round 3, but I would suggest that they've now overstayed their welcome in this winner's side, and Slim as we would expect, should be able to pick him off. I haven't the foggiest idea. That's the thing I've missed completely, as to, oh, there's a nice little fluke, as to why he actually ended up forfeiting. But I can't remember who he was playing. Let me have a quick look. Now I'm going to look. I won't be able to find it. Where the hell is it? Ah, God. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, he was due to play the Reed man. Now, hang on a minute here. Aye, he was due to play the Reed man. No, I'm mixing these up here. I'm getting myself even more bloody confused. That's what's happened. He was due to play the Reed man, and how come? No, he was due to play Cirrus. That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm reading the wrong thing. Yeah, he's due to play Cirrus, and he's been forfeited. So the assumption there is he just never bothered replying to any match proposals, and that would be why Cirrus would get put through. Or I presume the other reason would be neither of them bothered to actually send anybody anything, in which case it would have just been a coin toss. And that's why Cirrus get through. So whoever sees Wink at Me, if they see him before I do, find out from him what the hell's went on there. Because that's a bit weird. Now, how did he end up? He was on the bad side of a... Was it an unexpected loss, was it? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Hairpig beat him. That's right. Because, you know, at that time we didn't know who Hairpig was. And we still don't know who Hairpig is. But anyway, Hairpig beat him. And, well, maybe it was a sore one to take. But anyway, he's definitely out the tournament now. Whatever happened. Yeah, I can't read the bloody bracket. I mean, that bracket's... The contrast in that bracket is poor. Especially the handicaps. You know, when the handicaps appear, the contrast is awful. I mean, I'm sitting right in front of my screen, and yeah, if neither proposed, it would just be a coin toss, wouldn't it, Larry? Yep. So the assumption is how the system works is if somebody sends proposals out, but the opponent doesn't acknowledge anything, then the one that's sending them out goes through. That's the way I've always understood it. So that can be the only excuse or the only reason as to why Wink at Me was forfeited. That you know, neither of them sent anything to anybody, and then the coin toss came around. But anyway, Slim is 2-0 up, and Supernoob has a chance here. Oh, he's going to go too far on the inside of this 6-ball to get good control of this cue ball. That's not bad. Again, it's another pressure pot. I see the outsider that I tipped for the World Championships won his match. Yan Bing Tao. He beat Martin Gould. As far as I know, John Higgins is getting beat at the moment. Well, that's a good enough end to that rack for Supernoob. And if he plays like that, then Potman's prediction isn't wrong, because that was a decent enough way to finish the rack. Got a bit awkward in a couple of those shots and managed to get it done. However, The break is dry, and Slim can certainly get to see the 2 if he hasn't gone behind the 9. Quick look at that. He's almost, well, he doesn't think he can see the 2, and I think he's right, because I can't see the edge of that 9. Yeah, he's blocked himself off. That was nicely played. Using the jump cue and having the jump cue at a lower trajectory or lower angle means that the ball will jump, or the cue ball will jump, but it will jump at a lower trajectory, so it gives it longer distance over a ball. But he's fell short in that 3 ball, and that was a perfectly good opportunity there to run out for Slim, but stumbled at the first hurdle. Well, stumbled at the second one. And Supernoob going all out for the bank, and if you don't get them, people like Slim really should be taking this opportunity to run out, but he's going to have to play another good one. This is another tester to punch this down the rail and get enough dig in the cue ball to get near that 5. That's what happens. You know, you have to do that little punch, and if it's running to the jaws, it stays up. But there's no control over that shot. Again, I don't know whether Supernoob actually went down and looked at the ball at the pocket there to see what he could cheat to use an angle or create an angle to get up for that 5. Just played it, not even having looked at it, I don't think. Good afternoon to Mooncake. Good afternoon to anybody else who's there who isn't talking. And the old double kiss kicks the cue ball to safety down table. Now, I wonder if Slim's going to be... No, he's not. I was going to say, I wonder if he's going to be brave enough to try and come down to this corner where the 8 ball is. Try and use that. Maybe that 6 ball as a blocker or something there. But anyway, he's played a good enough safety. And he will get his chance. So we have another match starting in another hour and 45 minutes time. So Slim has the gap, 3 racks to 1. Cue ball's going to go, and the 9 ball is about to go because Supernoob has ball in hand. The 9's over the middle pocket, and that's how things can start turning very nasty very quickly, just from a scratch. Good afternoon to Hazad. Good luck in your match later on. So, very quick rack there for Supernoob. Once again, we keep talking about, well, at least I keep talking about it, because I can't hear you guys, but I keep talking about it off and on. When you get to these stages in this tournament, you know, you're into the third round, and if you're going to go beyond and deep into the tournament, yeah, you've got to start running these tables. You've got to find your way around them, get them done in a more regular basis as you go deeper into the tournament. That way you apply pressure to the opponent, but it sends out the signal to everybody else that you're meaning business. So there's a problem, but the problem can be negotiated if you get in a good position on that 5. So the problem is here, in this gap, to get on that 6. And that's what Slim's looking for, and he should be fine because he's pretty straight in the 5. And even if he's leaving himself at distance, he can roll the 6 in and probably still just hold there for the 7. He might be straight in the 7 like that, but if he's got any slight angle as he has there, he can maybe just go forward. I don't know whether he wants to be brave and stun it. He's probably better just rolling it. Now he's playing the little run just to get the cue ball out in a better line. Now looking at this is tricky. So he wants to go to the left side of this 9. Does he want to try rolling right through to the rail? It's a bit dodgy. You see, you're getting too close to the 9, but he's okay. Stuck an outside tenor and anti. I'm telling you to put your tenor on Yan Bing Tao. That's my tip for an outsider. And well, you must have had some sort of odds on him winning the tournament. I haven't seen what the betting odds are, but I would reckon he's probably 150 to 1 or something like that. What app are you talking about, Potman? So Slim, a 4 racks to 2 lead. Never heard of it, whatever it is. The jump escape is not too bad. Well, he didn't want to hit the 9, but that'll do, because that is tight, or tightish anyway. Alright, it's a VR thing, is it? Well, the problem again, 6 ball is not looking very good, and Slim just trying to get the right side of the 4, which he has done. He can maybe stun down onto the 7, and that'll leave him nicely on the 6. And if he gets it wrong like that, he's going to hook himself. And that's what he tried. He tried a little stun onto the 7 and stunned past it, and now he's having to dig himself out a hole. Hasn't got the hit, he scratched, and so Supernoob gets the opportunity to stay in touch. So Supernoob taking the chance again, and it's back to within 1. And the more we look at the way this is going so far, the more we're thinking that you weren't generous enough, Potman. Got 3 racks to his name, but having a blast there at the 1-9 combo, that's what'll lose you racks, doing that. But if you get lucky like this, you don't leave anything easy. And of course, the 1 ball's up there, but the 3 balls sat there, so extremely slim chance of getting anywhere with this 3 ball. Well, Slim certainly didn't see the value in potting the 1, even if he could get on pot it good enough, because he was never going to get on the 3. And well, the one thing is, I don't know whether Supernoob's got a great deal of patience to be spending time thinking exactly what they're doing, because it, again, just had a blast at that. So maybe, well, again, Slim's hitting it from that side anyway. The obvious thing that ever is going to happen is you hit the ball you're supposed to be hitting, but the cue ball just going to follow straight into that corner pocket. So Supernoob has ball in hand, could never get perfect on this 3. And again, not leaving an easy starter here for Slim. Don't think that's going to get the line to pot. This needs a little delicate touch, just to drop behind that 7 for the 4 into the left middle. And he's overhit it, but he might have overhit it. I thought he'd overhit it just enough to get on the 4, but now hooked, so the old hit and hope. Got the hit, and pretty much got it safe. And that, oops, wrong button, hang on a minute. Well, I never get a chance to go around and have a look at that, but look at the 8 balls threatening to go in there. Well, Slim's now got a better opportunity, although he's running away from the 5. The further he runs up the table, the simpler the combo will be on that 8 ball. Well, you ain't going to miss that. So it's just about dead weight onto this 8 ball, so the 5 ball doesn't do any tricks, running onto rails and stuff like that. Again, does he want to leave this 6 ball long, keep it simple? Yes, he does. So just about getting a nice straight pot and killing the cue ball. Well, it looks as if he's running. No, he's going to just kill it. Well, I could see a reason for banging a lot of balls like Capo if you were getting something like 5 and out, but you know, you do that in these matches in a race to 19, you've no chance of winning doing that. So Slim gets that little cushion again, 5 racks to 3, but no rhythm about this match at all. Certainly not the sort of rhythm Slim would want to get sort of warmed up and get going, and that's only helped by getting a ball in the break and a shot. It's going along at a fairly sedate pace, this match, and Supernoob's had a blast, got a fluke. And we've played half an hour and we've just got the 8 racks. And as long as that 8 ball stays next to the 9 like that, then it's not going to be conducive to a run out, unless you have to work out some sort of combo, a delicate one at that, on that 8 and 9. Now from this side, I don't think you can even get to it there to cut that 8, so forget that idea. Of course, the obvious thing that is available is the bank on the 8 ball, up and down. Now you might try and do something here and open these. Well, to me, he played that with inside right English here. It checked off the rail and went straight back up for the 7. So he might be, well, he's looking to play the combo. Will he give it a chance to go in, or is he going to give it a blast? He's gave it a chance to go in, and it thought about it seriously. Question is now, can Slim draw off that 8 and get along the rail? Or is he going for the cut? Looks as if he's lining up the cut. You've got to watch the cue ball though. Cue ball's fine, so Slim will have that little cushion again, and it'll be 3 racks. And again, this rack looks fairly straight. It might be a wee bit going to the left, but Slim can't get a ball. He can't get started. Once again, the 8 and 9 are very close to one another. And, well, Supernoob's got a tall order here to keep this visit going. It's tight into the middle. Extremely tight. And he's put top right on it to try and help the cue ball down the table and make the pot at the same time, but that was just really difficult. I mean, the pot's difficult enough as it is, but when you start putting stuff in the cue ball, you multiply that difficulty level. And that's another thing Slim would need to step up on, is the pot percentage. It's probably too low at the moment overall in the tournament. But at the end of the day, it's, you know, the stats say everything and nothing, because it doesn't matter how good your stats are, it's who gets the final and who wins it that matters. And Supernoob's getting another chance here to just nip one of these racks back. Seems to me he likes to bang it. He likes to bang and try and get 9 balls, and then when he does get in, he seems to think a wee bit more, or try a wee bit harder. I don't know. Strange. Aye, that's quite low. Mind you, the thing is though, what we also have to realise is we've still got a fair bit to go in the tournament, so that average it could well end up dropping for all players anyway, but probably not dropping to the levels that you're showing there. Obviously just depends how matches go, but there are about 4 players that are in the high 80s. I mean, if you look at the stats they give on the snooker tournaments, whenever they tell you, you know, how somebody's percentage is for a match, the top end pros are looking at 90, at least into the 90% success rate, pot success rate. Well, it's a good shot in 8, but and he's another good one on this 9. These are the ones you don't want to dolly over the pocket and then you just gift racks to people. No, it's a good shot. So Slim now has a comfortable lead. He's finally got a ball in the break, but he's not got a shot. We can certainly try and get distance on this. He can. Well, he's just going for the push through. I don't know. Well, he's got cover. That's what matters. And again, Supernoob. Short and sweet as far as thinking time goes, but Slim gets his reward, and he does have a 1-9 combo available if he wants to give it a serious consideration. And that, well, to me that doesn't look that difficult. I think the only thing that would worry me is well, it's still not on the rail either, but he's content to take the run out instead. I mean, all the balls are there anyway, so he's quite right in doing that, because he's got confidence that he can do it. The only way this will go wrong is if he comes down the left-hand side. He can hook himself behind the 9. And then if he comes down the right, the danger is scratching in that right middle pocket if he stuns. Now he's going inside. See, that's a recipe for disaster, that one. Why he didn't see that one coming, I don't know. But the commentator's seen it. He's not completely hooked, but he's certainly not potting it. Or if he is, he's just looking to nudge it onto that 9 like that and get a reasonably good safety. He probably would have been better trying to come down the right hand side, open up the table a bit with that last shot. And again, the 4 ball's sitting, but it's just in an awkward position, not enough room between it and the 9 to make it comfortable to try a combo. Good afternoon, welcome Semi-Pro. And Slim now just beginning to stretch away. Gap now goes to 5. Ball in the last break, but no shot. How is his luck this time? Well, that 7 was good. Oh, something's went to the bottom corner. The 3 ball's gone. Once again, no shot. And this is what is the frustrating thing about this, that you know, if you watch enough of these matches, you'll see some folk getting a break, getting a shot, running out, getting a break, getting another shot later in the match, running out. You know, you're looking for something to give you a wee bit of help here. It's bad enough getting a ball in the break, but constantly not getting a shot. It just does not give you any momentum. And Supernoob going back to the old give it a bang and hope technique, and that works. In goes the 1. And then he's got the cheek to apologise. So, another unforced error, and Slim looking to try and find the way out here. Well, the 2 ball, we know there's not a problem there. And what the hell happened here? They hit the replay. So what he wants to do is get clean on this 5 ball. He wants to be lowish on this 5 ball. That way he's not going near the 7. He doesn't want to be here on this 5 ball, and that's perfect. That way he can just roll through and not run into the 7. Well, assuming this match, the pattern of this match continues, let's have a look and see. Well, it's going to be the winner of this match versus either Spectre, Dawn or Hairpig. So that's just a step up in class for whoever wins this one. At the moment, the favourite for that is going to be Slim. He's now 9-3 in front. 2 balls are eventually going to go in, but once again, Slim's got nothing. He's just not getting any joy. Bill was the same yesterday against Mal. He was getting a ball in the break, and at least 3 that actually got a ball in the break, he ended up with no shot. He ended up with a dry break, and but every time he was the one ball was left on, and Mal was just coming in and wiping the floor with the rack. You need that luck, and that's what makes the difference, and that's something you just cannot guarantee. Again, he's got to be careful here. He needs to stay low, and he's just done enough. Well, that's a nice little brush onto the 7. Just come back an inch, and then he can... Has he gone back far enough? Yes, he's fine. So Slim is going to have 1 peg back on him. It's a long way back though. Still trailing by 5, Supernoob. One ball in the middle pocket. Oh, this 2 ball's going to get smacked onto this 6 to try and bang the 9. Watch this. He's going to cut the 2 across the 6 to try and bang the 6 onto the 9. Or I'm a Dutchman. I'm a Dutchman then. He's cut it in. I didn't even know that went. I should have went round it in a loop. But anyway, no real prize for potting it because there was no way of getting on the 3. But then again, there's the old blast of the 3 onto the 9, and look at where the 9's going. If that 5 wasn't there, it was thinking of going in. The cue ball's going in. And Slim has got a little brush billiard from the 3 onto the 5, but he probably won't have a shot in the 3. I mean, potting the 5's not a problem, but he needs to try and come away to bring the 3 into play, and that's what he's tried there. That's not bad. Next problem is the 4 doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, but Capo's had many more years practice, I reckon. Because I reckon he's been doing it all his life. It's not something he's new to. I think he's fully fledged in that one. Meanwhile, Slim getting nasty, as he should do. Well, Supernoob gets the hit. No, I think you've got that wrong, Popman. Popman, Capo's good at banging the ball around our carom table, and it runs further for a lot longer, and it's bound to hit something at some point. I've seen it in the flesh. Anyway, 9 racks to 4, and Slim, well, that is a good pot, because I don't think there was an awful lot of room past that 9, and not bad on the 7 either. This one, again, you just roll it in dead weight and leave the long 9. Unless you start getting too ambitious. And he hasn't got it. So again, you know, these are still unforced errors. Well, go ahead. Ask Larry if Capel was banging at any balls on Friday night 9 ball. See what the answer is. So, 9 racks to 5. And Slim again, just trying to tuck the cue ball away. Supernoob almost cutting the 1 in there with a kick. But of course, the other problem with this shot here, Slim can certainly pot the 1. But he can't get into the 9 and 2. Try as he might. I don't know whether he can kill this stone dead and just bank the 2. Yeah, he's not hit it though. Well, there is room, I think, just past the 8 ball. It is very tight. Then again, the more you look at it, the more I think maybe not. This is another toughie. Whenever you're on the rail, you can only see the top third of the cue ball. You're really restricted. Oh, he's 4-2 down, is he? Well, if he's only 4-2 down at the moment, he could get out of it. Could actually come out of the session leading 5-4. And Slim's taking his eye off that there. With a little draggy shot off the 7 to try and just hold nice for the 8. And the mistake's been made. That's just a bit careless. Aye. And that's one that's got away there from Slim. And the gap is reduced again down to 3, and the 9 ball's gone in the break, and it's now all of a sudden 2. That's how matches will change very quickly. Another ball in the break. 1 ball goes to the side rail, 1 ball will go. And the 6 ball has gone on the break, and the 8 and 9 are tied up. And would you believe it, the 9 is in the middle pocket, and it's It's unbelievable, isn't it? Blink an eye, and it's 9-8. Once again, 8 ball in the break. Well, the 7 ball's going to come to Slim's rescue as far as the cut and the 2 goes. Supernoob look to give Slim some of his own medicine. See how quickly a match will turn. 2 quick 9 balls, and we're at 9-8. And 2 minutes ago, Slim had like a 5-rack lead. He's got to gain control of this again and sort of start all over again to try and build his lead now. This is just a slightly awkward angle. Just whether he can end up staying high in the 4 or get far enough up there. The further up he goes, the closer he gets, but the less he's got to work with to make a pot. And that 5 ball does go. Is it going to slow up? That's pretty good. Just a straight drop onto the side rail. Unless he's, again, you don't want to try anything ambitious, just keep it simple. And this will give him that 2-rack cushion again. Straight rack. 5 ball. We're seriously considering going in, but it hasn't. And the break is dry. And I don't know what Supernoob was trying there, but that's certainly not going to work. It's no rail hit, so once again Slim could administer punishment if that 4 ball wasn't where it was. It's going no particular place fast where it's sitting. Well, he could play an ambitious 4-8-5 combo down that right rail. And the angle he's got in the 3 might be the best he can do unless he's trying to leave it up the rail. Well, he's tried his best to get there. It's still very tough. I would just punch that up to the top rail from here. Yeah, he was never going to get that. Well, this is going to be a bang for a billiard. Well, this time the 4 ball's going to fall into place for Slim. And oh, this is a must run out rack. Needs to stay on the right side of this 6, and he has done, just so he can run through to the side rail on the left hand side. And again, he might be wanting to give that a wee feather of spin just to help it go to more square pot in this 7. These are always little testers, and of course he wants to go further up the table, not far enough that he's going to hook himself, and that will do. Now, can he just drop this in and stay on the 9 into this middle where we're looking from? No, he can't. He's hung the 8. And that's what happens. Just those little bit of out of alignment that makes that shot a wee bit more difficult. And it gets interesting that Supernoob's effectively still in the match at this stage. Because the later it goes like this, and the deeper into the match it goes, the more the doubts might start popping into the head. And I think he's hit that 5 and he's lying nicely on the 2. The 3 will go. How does he get onto this 4? Not going to hold. Oh, what a kiss. What a kiss on that 4. Well, if Supernoob can get this done, this is going to hurt. Always again doing something similar to where Slim's ending up, leaving these high cuts. And thereby the mistake is made, and Slim has his lifeline to keep that 2-rack gap. There's more importance on this clearance than probably anything else so far in the match. Now that he's into double figures, and he's got Supernoob breathing down his neck. Well, he has got the 2-rack gap now. Can he keep it? That's the question. Can he get a ball and a shot and a run out? That would be very handy at this point in time. Well, again, the 6 thought about it, but nothing doing. And the 6 will be going in now. I mean, it's difficult to be critical with this guy because I don't know where he's coming from, this Supernoob guy. I mean, that 4 ball's in the top rail, so it's obvious he's going to leave the high cut and he's going to have to run. It's like the good, the bad and the ugly, the way he plays. And he's fluked the 8 and he's left the 4 hanging, and he can get on the 5. You know, when you get stuff like that working for you, then you begin to think you're up against it. Well, he's left another tough one. Cue ball squirted away, and he's decided that it's too risky now to go for anything daft. That's what I mean about, you know, being able to work out where this guy is coming from. If he put a wee bit more application about what he's doing, then it probably could be twice as good as what he's been so far. Yet he's still only 2 racks behind. All this banging at ball routine, it's unsettling from the point of view as you don't know whether he doesn't know what he's doing or he's well aware of what he's doing, just trying to bang balls in, and he's taking big risks doing it, but he's got away with it so far because he's not out the match. And then he's had another go, and Slim needs to have a look at this 7. It's a feather edge, it will go, but he might want to drag the cue ball just to make sure it doesn't help itself into that top corner pocket. I think he's read the line okay, but that's one time where it's backfired on Supernoob. And the gap's now gone back to 3. This time, Slim gets a ball. This time, Slim gets a shot. And this time, he should be running out. Well, this is run me out every day of the week, this rack. And this is the one where you need that little delicate stunny draw. See how Slim hit that quite hard. But he hit it quite hard, but he didn't get the draw. He got the little, what I like to call the stun draw, where you've got that little bit of the tip below the equator, and the stun does the rest. So the cue ball isn't rippling the cloth up as it drags and draws everywhere on the table. You're getting that much, much better control. That's a shot a lot of players need to work on, because that's the one that gives you tighter control in the cue ball. No sooner have I said that than a wide open chance to win the rack has been thrown away. And again, Supernoob's had the door opened wide open and said, help yourself here. And that's too much juice, you see, that one there's too much. Those draw shots can be played a lot better if you get that tip control better on the cue ball, rather than putting too much juice into it all the time. Well, he's left this tough. This is a tester, but this to get back to within 2. Not a problem. And again, if this break starts working for Supernoob, the sweat beads will start to appear. There's balls going in. The one ball's thinking about it in the middle pocket, but I think it's gone too far past the middle pocket. 5 and the 7 have gone, or the 6 have gone, so no, the 5, the 4, the 6. And he's had a proper blast at that. And the 2 balls thought about it. The 1 ball's going nowhere, so it's a billiard onto the 2. And then just a hit and hope that you'll have a shot in the 1, because the 1 isn't going anywhere. And you've just got to hope you don't follow the 2 ball into the pocket with this shot. Well, he's trying to play the cut. See, that's the problem with the cut. The problem with the cut is that he's just got enough weight on it, and he's killed that 1 ball dead by the middle pocket, and now he's got no shot. I mean, you can only see that left half that will take you into the pocket now, having to jump escape. So riding his luck, and I don't think the 1-5 set, but again you can cut across that. There's a gap. You can cut across that one. Well, again, did Supernoob actually look at that? He's not even giving me time to go down and have a look. But anyway, the mistake has been made. And once again, wide open table. And ball in hand to get the job done. And the major problem here is just getting from the 3 to the 5. Well, don't hit it too hard that you go up past the 9 ball and hook yourself. Oh, what the hell's he done here? He shot the wrong ball. What did I miss there? Somebody must have been watching this. What did I miss? How the hell has Slim managed to foul there? I'm bewildered. I was looking over at the chat, and then the next thing I know is a foul. Well, nevertheless, Supernoob at the table gets the 8, and has a dodgy. He forgot the 1 ball. Jesus. Well, he'll remember it now. Now that there's 1 rack in it, it's back to 12-11. And Slim's letting his mind wander. Then again, I don't think 9 ball holds a great deal of attention for him. I think that's partly the reason as well. I think it's mainly because he finds it difficult to get a game of 1 pocket. That he's forced into playing the odd game of 9 ball, and he doesn't really want to, I don't think. So this match has been on for an hour and around about an hour and 9 minutes. And it actually feels longer than that. Well, this is going to be an extremely thin cut if you can see enough of it. Or, in which case he can't, he's going to just bump it up the table and lob the cue ball in behind the 5 and 7. Well, he's actually squirted out. He's hit it. He's got too much in the cue ball there. And what should have been a fairly tight safety hasn't really put any pressure on Supernoob. Went for the cross bank, letting the cue ball run. I mean, these are all the cardinal sins that you don't do when you've got other alternatives. There was no control over that to try and, play a cross bank. And, if you're playing the cross bank, the one thing you want to do is at least send the ball to the rail so that you can then bring the cue ball down the table. But there was no obvious thought and control over the cue ball there. So that was just essentially a hit and hope. And now, well, he can see the 6. He can also see that it's off the rail, and the angle he's got should be nice enough to get him on this 7. But it's another one of these wee fiddly ones where you just have to bring that cue ball back across with the right pace to get good on the 8. And that's good enough. I mean, he can just firmly stun this if he wants, or he can play the draw. He's played the firm stun. He might have wanted to firm stun it a bit more, but should be in. And once again, he's given himself lots of trouble here. I mean, I still don't understand why he's letting his mind wander. Well, now 12 racks all. And this could turn very nasty indeed for Slim, who I had marked down as the favourite to win this. And Supernoob is scratched. So we have a problem that can easily be resolved by getting good on this 4 ball. The 5 ball is a slight problem just because it's hampered and hindered by that 6 ball. Now if he finishes good on the 4 like that, he can drop the 4 in and just drop through onto the 5. There's no work needs to be done here just to get on the 5. But that was a one way of getting there. And now he needs to go off the rail and out, I would think, to take that 6 into this pocket. Well, he's brushed the 6. Well, that'll do anyway. And the fact that he's brushed into the 6 has actually made it better. But there's still that problem of getting from the 8 to the 9. Well, he could go side, short rail on the top, left side railing down, or he try and come down the one direction. So he's checked it up, he's got the pace nice, and he's sitting pretty on the 9 to regain the lead. Now that 4 ball I don't think's quite got the legs. And the break again is dry. And Supernoob has an opportunity here where if he gets the 2 and the 3 and the 4, there is a possibility of the 5-9 combo. Well, having said that, he's left a tester on the 3. But doesn't need to worry about getting on the 4, and we may well have an attempt at a 5-9 combo here. I don't think he's going to go for anything elaborate trying to get on the 5, other than trying to leave it as straight as he can. Well, this is not difficult. You're just looking at the line and how much it's hitting that 9, but again he's taking it far too quick, not giving it enough thought, and what should have been a gimme combo in the 9 there has been given away, and he's got away with it mostly because this is tough. You know, everybody can see that he can pot the 5, but he's going to have to force it in with the risk of it hanging over the pocket to get this cue ball anywhere out in the table to see the 6 ball. This is really tough. That needs to slow down. Now let's have a look. Well, at worst he can stun that up the table and just stop the cue ball, I think, but he can certainly go for the pot. And he's going the right direction to get up the top end and behind that 7. He's missed the 6 though. And he was nicely on the 7. So that shot percentage from Slim is certainly not climbing. There's far too many unforced errors. And Slim just cannot put Supernoob to bed. He just cannot get rid of him. And we are back all square. I think that was the 8 ball went into the middle. Shot in the 1, 2 over the top left hand corner, 3 in the middle of the table. Well, wide open that is. And everything is on. Well, that could have went wrong there if he'd run into that 3, but he's okay. Unless he's around the angles, taking a risk there, hoping to run and find a gap. That's where it's gone wrong. There was an alternative shot there he had to dig into to avoid all of that carry on. But he either never seen it or wasn't interested in attempting it. And that's why his visit ended so quickly. So there's certain... That's why I'm saying it's hard to judge, you know, where Supernoob's coming from. Whether he knows what he's doing or he just knows enough but not as much as he maybe should do. Because he had two choices with that shot there. One was the most difficult one, but the most difficult one was the one he was guaranteed he would have had a shot in the next ball. And then he took the most obvious route when there's no traffic there and running around the angles. But the fact that it was balls in the way, he was bound to run into something. He just took it for granted he'd get lucky. And this time, the miss in the 6. And it's another testy cut on the 6 though that's been left for Slim. These always just have to be taken care of. And it was only the weight of the shot that took it in. But he should be back in front. Well, Potman, who would have thought this was going to end up the way it's ended up? Certainly from the early stage of the match, I had written this Supernoob guy off as not really causing Slim much problems, and to be honest with you, he's not caused a lot of problem for Slim. It's just the way the shape of the match has gone, the mistakes that have happened. Banging 9 balls in combos and getting a 9 ball in the break, and you know, the match has just not flowed at any time at all for Slim to gain any sort of momentum. So it's a bit of a wake-up call at the end of the day. Whatever the outcome is, it should be a bit of a wake-up call for OnePocketslim, because now, should he come through this, there is no hiding place from here on in. But he's got the initial problem of potting the 4 and being able to see the 5, which is at least what he can do. Now this is again taking a risk if he's going to try banking this 5. And that's not going to hold the line, I don't think. Yep, and that's another opportunity that's going to go to Supernoob to square the match. Well, look where the 9 ball is. Remember what I say about the 9 ball. You don't want to be here, you don't want to be here, you want to be there, and anyway he's missed a 6. And I had more or less given him this rack there. And look, these are how things start going against you. Because even though Supernoob's missed, Slim's in tons of trouble, having to bail out on this 6 ball, probably with a jump stick, and no idea what's going to be left when he's finished playing this shot. Well, that's exactly what I thought, but you see what happens when the running isn't going in your favour, when you're not getting balls in the break, and also, it has to be said, when you're making too many mistakes. And Slim's guilty of that. Again, if you compare with the standard that you seen last night, you know, Slim's way below the level that's going to be required to be a challenger at the business end of this tournament. He's going to have to up the stakes big time. And if this just holds up, Supernoob will be all square. See, when he gets to shots like this, he sets himself to get it finished. And so how can he, what is it that makes him play so loose when he's trying to bang 9 balls in, and not doing what everybody else would try to do and actually run to the 9 ball and then pot it, run the table. He's looking for shortcuts all the time. But you know, he's 14 each with Slim. And, you know, going by the rating and on paper, he should be nowhere near Slim. But once again, the bank has got Slim into gear and should be out. Now that's one way of putting it. Supernoob certainly. What was that? Nap Nicker said semi. What did he say? Semi banger or something? Semi capo. That's true as well. Well, again, it's going to be a long 9-ball. But it's a 1 rack cushion, a very narrow margin for OnePocketslim. He's given it all he can in a break, but nothing's happening. Not a ball. And Supernoob doesn't have a shot. And that's a poor one. Because again, it's given Slim a start, but there's a major issue down at the bottom right hand corner. This 5 ball's blocked off by the 8, so the only way you can get at it is on the side rail. But the 9 ball's in the way for that. So there's a narrow window to try and drop onto that 5. The 5 won't go in any other way. But he's trying to play the combo now in the 3 into that little window. And the 3 may well end up along this bottom rail. In fact, it's held there. Oh, I don't know whether he can get there. There's enough room. There's enough room just to kick and miss that 8. No, he's filled it. He's filled it. I think there was enough room. It was very tight. But anyway, let's see if Supernoob can focus as and when required, like right now, to square the match again. Oh, this is now awkward. The 8's awkward as well, because I don't think it passes a 9. So this looks like a bang at the combo. Or is he going to play it and give it the pace that it'll give it a chance to go in? Yes, he is, and look what happens. Played it perfectly, and it's 15 racks all. And now the nerves are beginning to go. Slim's now got that little voice in his head, I can assure you, whether he'll admit it or not. You know, he's got that doubt now, with Supernoob breathing down his neck. Well, the kiss in the 6 has opened the 3, but only opened it into that top left hand corner. Or it could be the bank. Looks like the bank. And that's not going to hold any line to the pocket. But where's it going to finish? Well, the answer to that is nowhere that Slim can see it. And this is where things start. They're beginning to work against Slim, because Supernoob's playing shots and getting away with it. And now Slim's going to try and do something, and he's kicked the 3 in. Now what can he do with this? Because where the cue ball's sitting, it's a thin cut in the 5 and up and down the table. Well, he's trying to hold it. He's done well to do it there. He's done very well. But once again, look where the cue ball's finished. It just will not go good. It's just going outward. And it's going outward at the wrong time because, you know, we're down to the nitty gritty in the rack. And that was a pressure shot. A nice angle left on the 7. Well, there's no problem here. This is a perfectly simple little stun in just to bring the cue ball out into the table and give a good line in the 9. And this to go back into the lead. He needs something now to just settle things, and that's a ball and a shot. That's the best cure in 9 ball, is a ball and a shot in the next rack. And again, nothing wrong with the break, but they just ain't heading in the direction of pockets, are they? It's dry. They're all over the place. I mean, this 1 ball is not on, and he's trying to, or Supernoob's trying to play a safe to the well. He's got the 1 safe. Now is Slim going to try and billiard the 3 in and ride his luck? No, he's doing the common sense thing, but he hasn't got away with that either. And things are just not falling into place. The cut is on the 1. The kiss on the 2. And no shot in the 2. No, he can't see enough of that. He's trying to bend round it to see it though, but a valiant effort, but that was just too tall an order, that one. So here we go. Slim with the 1 rack lead, wide open table that has to be run. Oh, he's going to end up behind the 9 here, is he? Or is he okay? Oh, goodness me. Let's have a look. Oh, you see how he's finding all the awkward places. I don't think he can get there. Is he lining up the jump stick? Or does he think he can see that? Maybe my eyes are worse than I think. Yes, he can see it. Now you'll believe me when I say I can't see edges in these balls anymore. Well, in the context of the match, this is the most important rack Slim's going to play. 1 rack lead, this to give him a little cushion. And running out of racks, as far as Supernoob's concerned. Now again, Slim's doing absolutely everything here to make trouble for himself. He is digging a big hole here, and sooner or later he may well end up falling in it. He's looking for the bank, and he ain't got it, and what's more, he ain't got the cover, and Slim can't get that lead restored. It's 1, and it might be diminishing in a minute. And I think, well, I said earlier on, Slim said his wake-up call if he wants to stay in the tournament. It could turn out that he's going to have to do it the hard way if he does. Because this is anybody's match now. But that shot there might be the chance gone, unless he plays the cut or the bank. Well, all out for the cut, and suddenly this player knows how to play, and it's 16 all. But once again, this time obviously not from Slim. It's a dry break, but Slim comes to the table with absolutely no shot. And I don't know whether this is the encouragement for Supernoob to take a risk on the bank. Slim set the bait. He's took the bait and he's missed the one. But can Slim get the job done? Well, the answer to that is going to be probably not, because the 3 balls out of line, it's going nowhere, and it may well be fairly close to that rail. Let's see if I can get this to zoom in far enough. Well, that's frozen to the rail, so that is tough, and that's scratching, and Supernoob's going to have to deal with it. Well, watch this hit this middle knuckle. If he doesn't get this pure, and he has got it pure, that was well played. Well, this could end up being a nightmare for Slim. I think there's a few of us watching this would have took this for granted that Slim would have no problem in dealing with this guy, but as I say, I still have not worked out what this Supernoob guy is about at all. I have not got a clue. And there's a mistake, and he's going to fluke the 7. Unbelievable. This is how things go against you. I keep saying it. And he'll probably bank the 8. Or is he going to cut it? He's going for the bank. That's going in. The pace was perfect to give it the 2 chances. And now everything's tightening up for Slim. He's now trailing 17-16 at the wrong end. And the wrong time to now be chasing. Well, this is the ultimate test for an experienced player such as OnePocketslim. And Supernoob's break is dry. The question is being asked, and Supernoob has his opportunity to answer that question. We're an hour and 35 minutes into the match. And it's going to have to be the 3-9-7. But this is a problem, because, you know, you're desperate to pot the 7. But where's the 3 ball ending up? And will you have a shot? And it's going to be the billiard on the 9. Oh, that's landed plumb for him, that one. That is a peach. And I'll tell you, he'll breathe a sigh of relief. The way that rack's ended up. We're all square, 17 all. Both players needing 2. That 8 ball's going. Oh no, it's not. It's hit the knuckle, but something else has gone in. I think the 1 ball's gone. And there's a thin cut in the 2. Now, if he misses a 6, he may well come across the right rail, back into the table for the 3. I don't know whether he's got any room to get past that 6. I know he can't, but it's done him a favour, because that's held him nice for the 3 into the middle. Well, it's brushed the 4, but it's still in play. However, Slim has to be extremely careful here. If he goes forward, he's got to avoid the 6. If he comes back, he's got to watch he doesn't draw into that middle pocket. Oh, the commentator's curse nearly came true there. But look at what he's left. Look at this 5 ball. This is not an easy out from here. He's overdone it. Thing is, you know, he's overdone it and he's chickened out because he's nowhere near the 6. And Supernoob, well, that wasn't easy anyway because it was fairly tight to the rail, but Supernoob's given Slim a lifeline here. Is he going to try and tuck him away? Yes, he is. Oh, the 8's getting billiarded in. What about that? Oh, you just would not believe it unless you seen it. You just wouldn't believe it how a rack can turn on a single shot, but he's blew the 5 ball there. He's blew the 5 ball big time. Again, if he just slowed down for a second and took a breather, he'd get himself set better for these shots. I mean, that was an early Christmas present, getting that billiard, the nudge onto the 8 ball, and then blasting at the 5. But more or less getting away with it, unless this still holds a pocket. Yes, it does. It just held the jaw. So 3 balls to take Slim to the hill. And it's still not over yet, this rack, because this is not a gimme in getting good in the 9. It's wide open. The safest route is forward and around the angles, but he's trying to stun out. It's another little tester. You know, look at it, pick your line and play the shot. And in goes the 9, and Slim is 1 rack away from surviving this road crash. And again, well, the 3 ball decided finally to go, but no joy. Once again, when he needs it most on a shot, he's got nothing. Now, what does he risk doing here? Just trying to nail it behind the 9. He's going to go to the rail and leave it. Is he going behind the knuckle? What a shot that is. Well, that was expertly played. Oh, look at where he sat it. Right on the brink of disaster. And, of course, Supernoob trying to work some sort of miracle shot there. But, you know, again, Slim's got a chance of escape here. He's working in a tight space, but he's looking to see if he can just, well, I presume just run through into the 2 into the middle. He looks as if he's playing the angle though to nudge something, I think. No, the 2 goes. My bad. I never even looked to see if the 2 went past the 9. It does go. Well, this is it. Well, it's weird from the point of view that there was probably more than me thought Slim shouldn't have a problem with this match. And then I still don't want to admit I've underestimated this guy, because I still don't know where this guy's coming from. I just don't know his... it just seems to me he holds himself together, can pot 2 and 3 balls, but suddenly wants to bang a ball whenever he sees the 9. He doesn't seem to have the ambition to try and run tables. And, you know, all of a sudden, Slim is fighting for survival on the winner's side. I mean, he should be out now, but he done his best with that 7 ball there to arse it up. But like I said, this should be the wake-up call for Slim, because everything needs to tighten up. He needs a bit more luck in the break, granted that, but so does everybody. But he needs to cut out those errors and find that consistency. But with a huge sigh of relief, Slim OnePocketslim is through to the next round, but by almost the narrowest of margins, by 19 racks to 17, and that was an hour and 41 minutes for that match, and I thought it'd be a lot quicker, I must admit. So Slim is through, and he's through to play the winner of the match we've got coming up later on at 8 o'clock tonight between Spectre Dawn and Hairpig. In the meantime, to take us up until that match, we have a one lost side match. If I can find it, I've probably scrolled past it. Oh, wait a minute, what's Tommy, you and Bill up to? That's, what date's that? Let me get out my chair. Oh, that's tomorrow morning. Well, I'll be at work, so that's no good. That's 11:30 AM tomorrow. I'll be working till 2 PM in the afternoon, so there's no way I'll have that one. What was the match I was talking? Aye, Hazard and Sergresh at the top of the hour at 7 PM. So with that, guys, I'm off for a quick coffee, and I hope you can rejoin me just before the top of the hour, and we will resume coverage then. So until then, or if you're off, I'll bid you good night. And if you miss any matches, they will be on my YouTube channel. So I'll be back